Welcome to the After the Show movie podcast, brought to you by your hosts Ace Scully and Sid Top. We're addicted to movies. Are you? Hello, we're addicted to movies. Are you? That's what it just said. That's what that guy just said at the beginning.
That guy?
Yeah. Have you ever heard that beginning part?
I've never listened to this podcast.
That's true.
So no, that is not the after the show discussion of this podcast that I've never listened to.
You've not?
I've not. We didn't really have much of a discussion. We did the movie, it came up, you made the tea, I went to the toilet, I'm playing
Too much information.
Skylines. You talked about your sore throat-ish. That's about it.
Yes.
Life is super exciting.
Oh, it was my birthday yesterday.
Oh,
Happy birthday
yes.
to me.
That was way early before the show discussion. Yes, happy late birthday to you. You want to tell them that I forgot about it one year? I didn't forget it totally, but during the day,
I forget about it.
I looked up and I looked at you and I was like, oh, today's the day.
No, what actually happened, I'll tell you the real.
That was what happened.
I walked into the kitchen and I said, it was like about noon. We'd been up all morning. And I said, are we going for that bike ride today? Because we're going for a bike ride on my birthday. And you went,
today?
But see, I dropped the penny. Maybe if I wouldn't have said anything, you would have forgotten.
No, I knew it was your birthday. It just hadn't occurred to me yet since I woke up that day. But that didn't happen yesterday.
It did not. Yesterday, you remembered it. And I'm very happy. All right. Thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right. It is Saturday, July the 12th. This is After the Show, your weekly movie review podcast. And this week on episode 899, that's a celebration episode, isn't it?
Yeah, you would think.
Next week.
You never celebrate, so I gave up on the celebration.
Next week we'll celebrate.
Okay.
By watching a movie.
Perfect.
All right. This week's movie is called Ballerina. I was going to say it's called Ballerina from the world of John Wick, but that's not
That's not the title.
No. Just Ballerina. It's a 2025 movie. It's out now on streaming, rated R. Its runtime is 2 hours and 4 minutes. And it's from our friends at Lionsgate who sent us a copy for review. Sid Talk, can you give us the synopsis of the movie, Ballerina?
Let's say female John Wick.
Exactly. All right, I'll give you the one off the box.
Aye.
An assassin trained in the traditions of the Ruska Roma organization sets out to seek revenge after her father's death. Spoilers. For the first 5 minutes of the movie. So, from the world of John Wick, Sid Talk, Ballerina, what did you think?
I enjoyed it because, as anyone who listens to this often knows, I'm not in love with fight scenes because usually it's super boring and just like, But John Wick movies, and this is one of them, let's be honest, and Jason Bourne movies make me happier because the fights are interesting. And even though I would prefer it not to be just a punch fest and a knife fest and a blow up fest. I mean, as long as I'm entertained, I'm good. And I like the main lady, and the story, really boring, but whatever.
Yeah, the story is nothing new, is it?
Nah, super boring.
They're all the same, those stories, aren't they? Somebody gets wronged and then they go after revenge. Like
The Last of Us. It's never ending.
Yeah, but somehow there's enough difference to each one that you continue to watch them.
Yeah, that like I said, the people in it, I like her. I liked the fight scenes were fine. And so...
Well, yeah, and in the John Wick style, this movie is brutal with a capital B.
True.
And a capital R and a U and a T and an A and an L. I mean, it is super, guns. A lot of exploding in this one.
True.
Like grenades in people's mouths.
I like that because it's different than just the constant gunfire.
Yeah. And my favorite thing of the whole movie was the flamethrower sequence, which I've seen flamethrower sequences in movies, but it's usually just somebody blows a flamethrower off and a couple of guys, the end. This one's extended.
It's like a dance.
And it also extends to fire and water and those shots from above where you see how far the flamethrower boosts its jets out. It just looked amazing. I thought the flamethrower bit was genius.
Oh, genius is strong.
As far as the action scene, John Wick tries to be inventive. And this was this movie's inventive part. It was the blowing up stuff and the flamethrower dance. Would you call it a flamethrower dance?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
And it had wonderful looking environments again, like the nightclub and, you know, the John Wicky looking places.
The John Wick look,
In fact, I said to you, anywhere that's John Wick has Govie lights, LED lights.
Yeah.
It's like
being in our house.
Yeah, it is actually, but like it's like over the top because I've never seen a place in real life that has that many LED lights. Like do nightclubs have all those LED lights?
Probably these
including
days.
On the toilet rims, I noticed.
I'd say probably, yeah.
It seems...
Because, you know, we have to create experiences. You have to feel a certain way when you go to a club. So,
and it's pretty cheap to put colored lights to...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's definitely John Wick stamp there.
Yeah. So it had these big, elegant locations. I really liked the finale, let's say, of the movie. The last third of it takes place in this icy village. Did you like that?
Yeah. I mean, again, it's the little bit of a twist on a very tired story is that it is our antagonist, because John Wick and his cohorts, including this young woman, they're not good guys or anything. So they're not really the hero of the story. They're
the person you're rooting for.
Yeah, and they're just as bad as everyone else. But and I could feel this in a writing room or a conference or in a Zoom call or an email where somebody said, hey, how about our person, our anti-hero versus an entire town?
Yes, I can see that.
You know, What happens if every single person you encounter, including just the lady walking down the street with her kid and the woman working in the cafe and the people in their kitchen having supper, are all prepared to fight you with knives and guns and karate and everything else? And that's how that whole sequence came about, is that how do we up it to have this person fight against every single person they encounter? And not just a schlubby person trying to stop them, but like a person trained and prepared to stop this intruder. So I still liked it, though.
I really liked how in John Wick, I think if you went back and watched the first episode of John Wick, he wouldn't be it's not as crazy. It's a bit down to earth, that movie, compared. Then it goes like superhero-y almost, like John Wick himself. He's like an invincible... Somebody says in this movie he's just one man. But no, he isn't. He's like an army. He's literally like he can kill everything.
He doesn't play much in this part. I mean, in this movie.
No, but what I liked about this was her, the ballerina girl. What's her real name? Eve. She's not as invincible as he is. So there's a fight that when she's like a bit wet behind the ears and she goes for a fight at the beginning, she goes into a nightclub and she gets her ass kicked, really. Even though she gets out of there.
Yeah, but it was her first fight.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say? She had to...
I'm trying to say I like that there's a difference between her and John Wick.
Wasn't always John Wick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, he was pretty much John Wick, and then he was John Wick forever. Like
when we met him, he'd been doing it for 20 years. So she's new.
Yeah, well, I like that she was a bit like dodgy. Sometimes she fell over. Sometimes she got thrown against something. And it took her like a good few seconds to get up. She wasn't immediately like, ta-da!
True.
You know, and even later on, she was still a bit, if she got knocked down, you believe she got knocked down, and it took her a while to get up.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
Where John Wick just springs up and shoots everybody if he gets knocked down. So I did like that. But she does have, it seems like she has every skill that John Wick has.
Well, she's been trained at the Ballerina thing, whatever it's called.
One of the things in this movie...
What are they called?
Ruska Roma.
Yeah.
So one of the things in this movie is it shows you at the beginning her being trained. And it's very quick. I wish that part was longer.
Well, not me. I was getting bored of it. I was like, okay, I get it. She's a badass. They fight them. They make them kill somebody, just like every other test we've seen from every one of these loyalty. You're going to be an assassin person. So your final test is whether or not you're willing to shoot somebody or kill a dog, like on, the Kingsman or whatever.
Yeah.
We have all that. I'm like, okay. And then we see her get thrown down. Then she gets a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. I was like, I get it.
We need a montage.
Yeah. I was over it. I did not need more.
Well, I was the opposite. and could have done with just a little bit more of her earlier life. Because as soon as it moves on, how many years does it move on?
Not from there. That was just...
No, it says
that the training was 12 years after she was taken from her father.
Well, then it moves on into
4 months.
Oh, is that all it was?
Yeah.
Well, it moves on and then never goes back is what I'm getting at. So you don't get to see any more flashbacks or...
Well, that's good.
Well, not for me. I actually really enjoyed I'd watch a whole movie of the young version of her. You know, because also the girl who plays the young version of her at the beginning is really good.
Yeah.
We don't get to see her again. Were there any twists and turns in this? If you've not seen the John Wick movies, we might spoil some stuff. But this movie takes place in between John Wick 3 and 4. I don't think it matters. Apart from, there's a very pivotal scene from John Wick 3 where he gets branded and cast out of the place. You remember? Well, you see it in this movie. From her point of view, though. Now, when you see it in John Wick, she isn't anywhere to be seen, so there is no context for her. But she literally is stood in the doorway watching him be branded, right?
Right.
So they do cross over the movies slightly. And John Wick is in this movie, but I wouldn't say...
Do we reference something in John Wick 4 where he says, I just did that favor for you, or I just did that thing for you, and because then don't we eventually bring him back into the family in John Wick 4? So, like, maybe there's a reference to something like, I did what you wanted me to do, or something. I don't know. I don't remember.
You're right. It could just be a one line.
Yeah.
That when you watch John Wick 4, we
can pretend like there was.
What the hell was he talking about? Oh, but now
exactly.
that fills it in, yeah. So, yeah, it's basically like all spin-off type movies. It's like yes, it's her story, but it feels like a side mission to everything else that's going on. They do that thing in this movie where we just watched the new Dexter last night, and it's like, oh, they're just doing that thing where they bring everybody back so you can see them all.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they do that in this too. You know, here's that guy you remember. Here's that guy you remember. I don't even think it needed all that. But
what guys are you talking about? You mean Schwingen and the guy?
Yeah, and the guy behind the desk.
Two.
And the lady, the ballerina head
which
lady.
I'm not even going to comment on Angelica Houston. I don't know.
Well, we'll get to her in a minute.
Okay.
Right.
I'm not going to comment. That's what I'm saying.
All right. So I love the John Wick franchise. I really enjoy the movies. And this one I also enjoyed, but it felt lesser in some way.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like it was just doing a female version of John Wick. But the stakes didn't seem to matter. We know she's going to survive, spoilers, this.
But I didn't know for sure because we never saw her again. So I didn't know.
See, I would have liked it better if they just nixed her.
Because I thought, well, if it's like Rogue One, spoiler, like, is this the origin of something else that we don't know? You know?
Yeah, I mean, that would have been a bit more interesting. But the way it kind of wrapped itself up, I was like, well, this is literally doing what they did in John Wick. But again, with another...
Yeah.
Let's say they put a bounty on her head, which they do at the end of John Wick 2. And then the next movie's him being hunted by everybody. So if they wanted to do a Ballerina 2, it'd essentially be her being hunted by everybody.
Yeah.
We've already done that. So I feel like you would have to twist it at least or do something different. But it just feels like they wanted to make a woman John Wick.
I think they wanted to add someone younger. So when Mr. Reeves is no longer John Wick worthy, they got somebody. Yeah. That's what I think.
I think that's one of the... Maybe she'll step into the main, you know, like, because to be fair, how long can John Wick, aka Keanu Reeves, do this? He is making John Wick 5 at the moment, but he's in his 60s, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But there again, Tom Cruise still does stuff. He's in his 60s, isn't he? John Wick is essentially every frame of a John Wick movie is Keanu Reeves being smashed on the floor, and at least like the Tom Cruise movies, there's a bunch of talking. It's not every second is a stunt.
Oh, listen to you throwing down on Tom's abilities.
Don't come after me,
He jumps out of planes and off of buildings.
That's right. And John Wick also does that. I don't know if he's ever jumped out of a plane.
I don't think so.
But I've seen him jump off a building.
We've never seen him jump off a plane, to my knowledge.
All right, let's get on to the cast. Ana de Armas plays Eve. She's our ballerina. What do you think?
I loved her. I mean, she's the best thing in the whole movie because she's believable and she really gives it her all in all those fights. And like you said, she doesn't just hop up and pretend like she's fine when she gets slammed or whatever. She gets her bearings. I have no idea what it would be like to be in that kind of fight. I'm just saying that makes sense to me.
And
that
she gets properly slammed.
Yeah.
That car part where she drove down the street in a car.
Yeah.
There's some slamming going on, let's say.
Correct.
There's some disgusting wounds. There's like crowbars to the face.
Absolutely.
It gets pretty crazy. Keanu Reeves plays John Wick.
The John Wick.
I mean, he's great as John Wick. It's a perfect...
I mean, he's in it for like not very much.
In this movie, he's in it, 10 minutes total?
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, he's important to it because it's from the world of John Wick.
The thing is, if you're going to have to go right. So in the end, John Wick is sort of like the reason that she gets by with what she's getting by with instead of just having this character stand on her own. We had to drop him in there a little bit just to make it. If you didn't think the movie could stand on its own without him coming to interact or give her the wisdom and whatever, then maybe it shouldn't have been made.
That's what I'm saying. I almost feel like if it was in the John Wick world, but John Wick never appeared, but you knew it was the John Wick world because she's in the Continental Hotel and all that kind of stuff.
That would be fine.
I feel like that would work fine too.
Sure.
It didn't need him.
I agree.
But you're right. They kind of used him as if John's here, the day will be saved.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which, I don't think she needed
and
that.
He brings the John Wick wisdom,
Yeah. Yes.
Whatever that is.
Ian McShane.
Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of shit, right?
Yeah. Ian McShane plays Winston again. I love Ian McShane.
You do. I don't know why, but
I will die on the hill of Ian McShane being great.
Is that just because of Swingen
Lovejoy.
from Deadwood? You don't
TV
love him,
show Lovejoy.
You don't love him because of Lovejoy. You love him because he was Swingen from Deadwood.
I do. Deadwood, yes.
Swingen.
Amazing.
Right.
I just love him. I think he's got an air of authority about him. You know what else I loved him in? American Gods.
Okay, in American Gods, he was a little more interesting. Everything else, he is Swingen.
Did they young him up in that scene at the beginning?
I think so.
All I could see that they'd younged up, though, was his hairline. Like, his face looked old, but his hair looked great.
Young him up. They
were like, what's different about Ian McShane when he's younger? He just had more hair. That's it.
Same amount of wrinkles, but...
Yeah. Angelica Houston, who you don't want to talk about, but as the director, what was wrong with Angelica Houston?
Nothing's wrong with her, but I don't like the...
She was smoking a cigar, and I know you hate that.
Oh my God, that was the icing on the cake of being like uncomfortable. My cake of uncomfortableness. One, because there is a lot of stuff going on to somehow manipulate her face. Now, if anyone wants to deny that, or if you didn't notice that, that's your own problem.
No, I thought that was just plastic surgery in general.
I don't think so. There's a lot of trickery going on, and I just think let her, or maybe it's her decision, which is fine. But my God, just let the woman be what she is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We can handle it. She's an older lady. It's fine. But it was really distracting. And also, I'm kind of over this whole idea of the matriarchal or patriarchal bully at the top of a pyramid of all these trainees, and that they have to be so hard on you that you use that anger when you become the assassin or whatever the fuck you are. It's really getting tired. Like, I get it. She's hard on all these ballerinas. She rejects them easily. She makes them feel like shit about themselves, puts them to the test. I mean, it's just getting...
I've just wrote the opening scene for Ballerina too. You know when I said I wanted a twist?
Yeah.
Here's your opening scene.
Okay.
It's a room with a table in the middle. Yeah. Ana de Armas.
Okay, I'm there. I'm with you.
There's a girl sat at the table. Ana de Armas walks in, sits down at the table. There's guns in front of them. The girl says, "Who the hell are you?" And Ana de Armas says, "I'm you 10 years ago." Or "I'm you. You're me 10 years from now." And then Ana de Armas gets shot in the head and the new girl takes over.
Why is that good?
Because it's a twist. You wouldn't see that coming. Well, you wouldn't now. I just told you it.
Yeah, but
When I was saying that
you
the
didn't,
next...
just so everyone knows, you didn't make up that idea. That's in this movie.
What it was, yeah, but not with your star. Like shooting your star in the head in the opening frames.
I'm going to be the voice of reason here. That wouldn't be that interesting.
Yeah.
I'm nixing here are my notes for your idea. We're going to put a little red mark in the corner. You know what? I'll put that in the drawer and we will revisit that.
My thing was in my mind was like, this agent, she's all beat up and stuff. One of these people, one of these ballerinas. She's really beat up and then she's just being used for the test whether you would shoot somebody.
They're done with her.
So then I'm like, are they done with everybody 10 years in? Are you past the sell-by date at that point?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's very old. It's very tired. This the meat grinder of these assassin worlds. We saw it in Red Sparrow, Atomic Blonde. I mean, they're all the same.
And even Black Widow.
Absolutely. You get treated like shit, and then you get turned into a killing machine. Oh, what was the other one with the gully in the middle with the two people?
The Gorge.
Was it called the Gorge?
Yes, it was called the Gorge.
Oh. Where they've come from some society of killers.
Yeah.
Overly trained, alone in the world because of pain they've suffered. And, put a little something different on there for me. That'd be great. Norman
Reedus plays Daniel Pine. What do you think of Norm? Normie boy.
Norm's often the same. Now, this time he seemed strangely more relaxed. So as Daryl in The Walking Dead, and as your friend you're going to talk about later in Death Stranding, he's very serious.
Yeah, very.
He's very, very Daryl. You know what I mean?
And serious. Yeah.
In this, while we understand that he's a bad guy and he's probably an assassin of some kind, he has a kid with him, and he's kind of more relaxed in this while he's killing people than I've ever seen him.
This is another thing I noticed.
I don't mind watching Norman Reedus, by the way. I like looking at him. I just want him to pull that one piece of hair off his face. That's it. That's all the notes I got on Daryl.
What I noticed was this is the best dressed I've ever seen Norman Reedus.
Yeah, but he still didn't comb that piece of hair off his face.
Number 2, it's the cleanest hair I've seen because it wasn't greasy. It was actually freshly washed.
Clean, but still in his face. So,
But, in The Walking Dead, it's like they slap a load of grease on his hair before he starts filming. He's supposed to look gross, though, isn't he?
In The Walking Dead, you're just dirty. I mean,
he also looks really smelly in The Walking Dead.
I think everyone looks smelly in The Walking Dead because what's your priority? You know what I'm saying?
And then we've got Gabriel Byrne as the Chancellor. He's the bad guy.
I just found him unthreatening, except psychotic, because he's got this cult of people who are prepared to murder
Is he a
everyone.
legend, Gabriel Byrne?
Not to me. Is he?
I used to think that he was Liam Neeson's brother.
Okay. Is he?
No. He's just got an air of him or something. There's something about like an older brother.
So when you know that he's not, does that lower your opinion of him?
I just wish he was.
Sorry, man. I thought you were Liam Neeson's brother. I no longer have respect for you.
Yeah, he's okay in this.
Okay.
It's a boring character.
That's the problem. I cannot blame whatever you say his name was.
Gabriel Byrne.
Gabriel. Was he in something else that's super famous?
Yeah, yes. He's in, I'll tell you, carry on and I'll tell you what he was in.
Okay. I just found he's intense. Okay, so what the deal is, he's the head of this place, like this village where everyone, we were talking about earlier, where everyone is basically an assassin. Even the children are being trained to be assassins because they come from all over and they come there to settle in and have like a quote unquote normal life. And also it's a tribe of their own. So, that's them against the world. And as the leader of that, he's a bit too wishy-washy for me.
Yes, I'll give you the movies he's famous for are Miller's Crossing.
Nope, never seen it.
The Usual Suspects.
I've seen it. I don't remember.
End of Days and Hereditary.
End of Days. Did he play Satan in End of Days?
The man he played in End of Days. Usual Suspects he was a big part of.
Mm.
So he's kind of
a big deal.
It's kind of a big deal. Yeah. Hereditary, I think he played.
I apologize to him for reducing whatever role he has in this world, but I just found this character and the way they had him be not inspiring.
All righty. So they're directed by Len Wiseman. He directed Live Free, Die Hard. That was the one with Kevin Smith in it.
Mm-hmm.
Total Recall remake. Remember that? With
Yes, Marky Mark.
No, it wasn't Marky Mark. You're seeing it wrong. It was the other guy, Colin Farrell.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. And that lady who was in Underworld. I always forget her name.
Here's the deal. If when I'm 80, if I live that long, and I have really bad memory and that has taken over my mind, and my memory of the remake of that movie is that it's not Colin Farrell, does it matter?
No. I mean, if you enjoyed it with Marky Mark in it.
If you're sitting next to me and I keep saying, have you seen that movie, the remake of whatever the name of it is?
Total Recall. Again, recall, memory.
You can correct me there. And I say, Marky Mark was great in that. Are you just going to sit there and look at him and
I'll
shake?
just say, yeah, he was awesome.
You shake your head and you'll have like this little sign that says, it wasn't Marky Mark. It was Colin Farrell.
And then I'll say to you, do you remember that Transformers with Colin Farrell? That was a good one.
I'll say, I don't remember it. I don't remember that movie.
Yes.
Was
Boogie
that the
Nights.
giant robots?
Yeah, Len Wiseman. I think this is well directed. It looks like the other John Wick movies, and it's epic.
All true.
Yeah.
It does look gorgeous. And like I said, she is very watchable to me. I enjoyed how she did it, how she was, and how she clearly trained to be this person. And so I appreciated that. It's just that overall, it wasn't that interesting of a story.
Oh, Len Wiseman also did the Underworld movies.
Have we watched it? Is that the one with
the sexy lady on the front back? I don't know who she is.
I thought it was Kate something.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one from the Total Recall movie.
This is our conversation, going to be perpetual in our 80s and 90s. What was that movie? Oh, it was so-and-so. No, it was so-and-so. What was that movie about? Oh, I don't remember. What is it?
Kate Beckinsale.
It was, wasn't she in that one with the black water? Nope, that was the other Kate.
Yeah. All right, IMDb reviews. What are those?
Those are reviews of people who have opinions, and they get their little thumb warriors out. Is that what we call them? Thumb warriors?
No.
And they, well, I'm going to call them that. And then they go, I don't like this movie because it is the most boring. So I'm going to emulate myself on that one. Or it's a waste of time. This is the worst movie ever made. This movie is woke, blah, blah, blah. 1 star, 1 star, 1 star.
Well, this one got 7 out of 10 on IMDb.
Okay.
So above average. But there are people who didn't like it. 20 people who gave it 1 star.
Clearly.
First guy says, R.I.P. John Wick series. R.I.P. John Wick, you have officially gone woke by putting a woman into the storyline.
Like I said.
She's only about 80 pounds. How could she throw these guys across the room? I've sure I've read this before.
Yeah, and we've explained this. They actually say it in the movie. The woman makes a very clear point of addressing this issue. She says to her, you will always be smaller. You will always be weaker.
Yes.
But you have to change the rules of the game, change the expectations of the game, and do what you got to do. So let it go.
In fact, she said, what you need to do is fight like a girl. And there's even a song at the end called
Correct. And so I'm not saying that every woman who's this size could fight a man who's trying to beat the shit out of them or kill them, because I would never say that. However, in the context of this fictional world where this young woman has been trained since she was 9 or 8 to do what she's doing, she has more skills than I do, right?
Yeah.
She will be able to work her way through a fight.
The second person says, very awful movie. 2 hours of pure headache. No story. Just Superwoman who can kill everyone, and nobody can even kill or hurt her. She's unstoppable to the point that at the end, she goes alone against a whole village of professional assassins, and she only has 1 scratch on her face. So stupid. It's not supposed to be like a documentary.
Correct.
It's a fun, action movie. It's not a documentary. It's not Warfare by A24.
True.
And the last person says, I regret seeing this trash. It's a watered-down version of John Wick filled with so many girls.
If you're going to have regrets in your life, watching any movie should not be on that list. I mean, come on. Regret, that's saved for like the one night stand you never tell anyone ever about.
It was like watching Barbie. And all the filmmakers for John Wick became feminists all of a sudden.
Oh, okay.
Why do you have to make every character a woman? A very thin woman, too. And that's by putting your hands on John Wick and his dignity. Why don't you just go make Barbie again? You've ruined John Wick. Well, it's not the same people who made Barbie.
And you and I have seen Barbie. This ain't Barbie.
No.
Barbie wouldn't do any of this shit. In fact, she'd be shocked.
She would be shocked that this existed.
She'd be terrified.
Yes.
We don't have any like ballerina Barbie, I don't think.
Not yet.
As in this ballerina.
Right. Oh, yeah, we do have the other ballerina type Barbie,
yeah.
I'm sure. All right, so extras. We did not see any. We watched the streaming version. Conclusion, I'm going to give Ballerina a 6 out of 10.
I think 6.8. And here's the question. Do we have Assassin Barbie?
No, but maybe.
I mean, come on. You know? Have her all tooled up with a bunch of different outfits for her disguises, a bunch of different passports, a bunch of weird money in her bag that's all different around the country. And then she's got her night vision goggles and her throwing stars and shit. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And then a little thumb drive thingy or a little thing that will play. And your assignment today is whatever.
Is this what we should be giving to the little girls?
Go kill Ken doll.
Yeah. Ken needs to be assassinated. He sucks.
He's the head of a multi-trillion-dollar corporation that's wiping the minds of all the citizens. Do away with Ken. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a whole other Barbie. We can make a Barbie movie combined with Ballerina, too. I think this is a good fusion.
Like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but Ken and Barbie.
No, Ken's going to be the bad guy.
I see. Well,
yeah.
Well,
Mr. Smith wasn't the bad guy.
They were kind of both a bit loopy.
Ken's got to be the bad guy.
All right. So you give it a 7.
6.8.
All right. I give it a 6.
Don't try to straighten up my numbers.
So thank you. Next week, we're going to look at the new movie from A24 called Friendship, starring Mr. Paul Rudd.
Oh.
Movie recommendations. I'm going to go with John Wick 1, which I remember when we watched it, we'd never heard of it, but I like watching Keanu Reeves, so we watched it. We didn't actually watch it for review. We just watched it. And thinking, wow, that's really cool. And then when we did watch the second one for review, I remember how different the second one was. The first one's really kind of toned down. He does shoot a few people and stuff, and there's a bit of a car chase, but it's nothing like what it becomes. You know, it becomes Crazy Town, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't even seem in the first one like he's skilled, but he doesn't feel as skilled as he is later on.
Is that the Baba Yaga or whatever they called him in this movie?
The Baba Yaga.
The boogeyman. And
my other one would be, I haven't put down, I have to come out these top of my head. So Deadwood is my other one with Ian McShane. What a fantastic series.
Or American Gods.
American Gods was brilliant too. And you know what's common about those two? Deadwood never got an ending. It got cancelled, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so did American Gods.
Didn't they make a movie that was supposed to be the end?
They did make a movie, but I never saw it. It was like a TV movie.
Well, there you go.
And if I watched it now, I wouldn't know what the fuck was happening. I'd have to watch all of Deadwood as well, right?
You would, and then you might not love it as much. You know how that works.
Yeah, it's difficult. They also made like a Sopranos movie after The Sopranos that I never saw because I thought it might taint The Sopranos. You know?
And like, why do we need more?
Yeah. All right, so those are mine.
My recommendations are going back to the whole history of movies, cinema, which is about 125 years old by now. A little bit more than that. But horror movies that I have seen and kept track of. And now I'm up to 1997. So we've gone through most of the 20th century, everybody. If you've been paying attention. And we're up to Alien Resurrection. That would be number 4.
My least favorite.
It is your least favorite. And I like it except for that weird part where the thing with that's weird.
Yeah.
Event Horizon.
I love that one.
Around that time frame, there were a few movies that addressed the idea of crossing into or through a black hole, which is the spot where you're going into the black hole. It's called the Event Horizon. I mean, that's what it's called. Scientifically, it must have been like a big media thing right at the time. Mm. This is one of a few of those. I think there's several of those out there. And then we also have Cube, the original Cube.
Excellent.
Excellent.
It probably hasn't aged well.
Well, it's on that channel all the time.
It's a really good idea.
It is a really good idea. The problem is anything after Cube that kind of addresses the same thing. A bunch of people trapped trying to get out. So we got Saw, we got other Cube movies. And then you go back to watch the original Cube. It's kind of watered down in a way. I mean, the lasers will cut you up.
You hadn't seen anything like it at the time.
Correct.
Though. Yeah.
Which can be the thing that makes something more interesting. We have Mimic, which I think is all right. I don't mind Mimic. It's a lot like Species. And then we have Scream 2, another sequel. I mean, it's not called Scream 2, another sequel.
I mean, it could.
It could be.
It could be.
It is not.
That'd be on the poster. Another sequel.
Another sequel. Sigh.
That'd be like what was on the scary. That'd be like Scary Movie 2.
Maybe there is a movie out there that's called Another Sequel.
Probably. All right, Hey Scully stuff. It was my birthday yesterday, so you bought me a new video game.
I did.
It's called Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Now, I was a huge fan of the original Death Stranding so much that I played it start to finish and got all the trophies. You remember?
I've retired since before I retired, you played that. So my 12-hour shifts, that is what you would be doing. So I would come home and you would have completed a lot. So I didn't see it. So I don't recall a lot of it.
I did play the hell out of that game. And when they announced a sequel a couple of years ago, it took 2 years for them to make it. I was like, yes, I will have a sequel to that. I like Death Stranding, if you don't know what it is. It's a video game where you deliver packages from one place to another in a post-apocalyptic world.
It's not really apocalyptic, but yeah.
It's hard to explain what it is.
Some crazy shit has happened that's made people stay in their houses or stay away from each other. The entire world of politics and everything is broken, and people do not connect anymore other than in their own homes, basically. And so they're trying to put back a new internet, essentially, or network that people can connect through, and it provides vital services like
trying to bring everybody.
Medicine and communication, and that is supposed to then bring people together. But what I've noticed is it doesn't really bring anybody together. It's just the network. It's like Google Fiber coming to your town doesn't make you go visit with your neighbors, does it? It makes you want to stay in your house.
But it might make you go on a chat to your neighbor.
Yeah, but that's not what this movie's supposed to, or this game's supposed to be. It's supposed to be connecting people again. So they're not afraid. There's things out in the world that can kill you. That's another thing. So people are afraid to go outside because of these dead things that come back to life or whatever.
There's like 2 dimensions, like the dimension called the beach.
Let's call them dimensional zombies.
Yeah, that's pretty much. It's like the souls of us, like over, and they can slip through sometimes, and it's dangerous.
Yeah. Imagine the kind of black oil monster from Star Trek Next Generation that killed Tara, I think her name was. Imagine that. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah. It's dangerous out there. And in this game, I've noticed, and I've really only scratched the surface. I've played like the first few levels. No, I haven't even played the first few levels. I'm in chapter 1 still. What I've noticed is there's more just regular bad guys, like other people. In the first one, you never really encountered other people that much. But in this one, it seems like factions have come together to protect the land, you know?
Of course, because you know what happens when you bring people together?
You start fighting.
Assholery.
Yeah.
I'm going on the record. That's what happened.
But it's linked to today's movie as it stars Norman Reedus.
Ah, yes, it does.
The motion capture and graphics of this game.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really Kojima who makes these games.
It has a baby, a little toddler baby who's gorgeous and moves just like a baby, even when he's picking him up and his little arms and legs dangle in his diaper. It's gorgeous.
Everything's insanely detailed. And I was looking at yesterday after I'd played it for a bit. I was looking at a comparison between the Norman Reedus model in the first game and the second game, and it's unbelievable the jump because now I mean there's no not recognizing him. it's literally him, right?
Absolutely.
It's like you're watching a movie with him in it. So it's very, very cool game. It's not for everybody, I wouldn't say, because it's kind of
boring. Let's just say it's kind of boring.
I would say it's like watching an art movie, like an art house movie, compared to watching Ballerina. Like, it takes a certain person to enjoy an art house type movie, right?
Yeah, and I enjoy it except for one thing, and it's more about you than it is about the game. So when I'm watching and you're supposed to solve a puzzle as in where to go, because you're just wandering around the landscape and you're supposed to be following some arrows or whatever, you have a goal, you have a place you're headed to. And I see everything. Like, I see the path you should be taking, and then you go all the fuck over there, and I'm
That's
like...
That's my gaming brain.
No, there are times when you're just like, you keep going, I don't know where it is. I can't see it. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, are you kidding me? It's right. It's literally just go to the left, go to the right, and you don't. And then I'm sitting there like, if I say it, then I'm, you're doing your thing. And I'm like, well, it's right there. And you're like, you're pointing. I don't know where. I'm like, I'm pointing right where it is.
Yeah, but I don't know where you're pointing because you're just pointing at a screen.
No, I'm saying it's right there. I always say, This is the problem, people. This is what I deal with. I'm like, it's right there. Turn to the left. It's right over there. You see that thing right there? It's right beyond that thing right there on the left.
And I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
You don't. I know you have a thing about left and right, which a lot of people do. I get that. But oh my God. And so my tolerance for that is very low. And I have to go like, you know what? You play and have a good time. It's not like Last of Us, where it is like watching a movie. You know what I mean? Like, you're engaged in a story and it's just more,
I mean, it is
watchable.
A huge story, yeah, but there's a lot of delivering packages in between the story.
Yeah.
Which is great because I love this is a new location from the first game's kind of it's America, but it looks like Iceland. It's all green and lush. But the second game, now we're in Mexico, which is deserty, and there's big sandstorms and lightning hitting the ground. It's very different looking to the first
we
game.
also forgot to mention in the game there is a thing called time rain or whatever. This rain comes down from the sky that ages. Timefall. It ruins everything. Like, it accelerates rot and aging, and so that's why the landscape and everything around looks different than it should.
If you're a person and you get stuck outside in this timefall, you'll age very quickly. In fact, the lady Fragile, who all her body is like an old lady underneath the suit.
I heard that in the recap.
Yeah. So yeah, Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I'm only in the first chapter, but I know I'm going to play this thing all the way through.
Absolutely.
Sito, what's for dinner?
Well, that's up to you, because you're post-birthday person. You get to decide, and I reckon you're cooking.
I'm making zucchini and cheese panini.
Zucchini panini.
Zucchini panini.
All things go back to Bob's Burgers, because he also made a zucchini panini, just so you know.
Sid Talk, what is your advice? And let's get out of it.
My advice is not advice. And this is actually a question I asked you, and you likened it to what came first, the chicken or the egg. And you were right, because I was thinking, what came first, right? All of our bullshit fictional stories, like, did humans start writing just bullshit fictional stories that were maybe more exciting than real life, and they made up a lot of shit of people doing awful fictional things to each other? And then idiot people in the world, like, I'm a human and I heard this story about this guy who did this terrible thing and I want to do the terrible thing. And then he does the terrible thing, he or she, and then it becomes a real thing. Or were people really fucking awful from the beginning of time, like doing horrible things to each other, and then people have observed it over the years, decades, millennia, and just written it down and then maybe zhuzhed it up a bit. Because sometimes I watch these movies and I'm like, are there really fucking secret societies of people that are like lurking in the shadows? And there probably are. And I just think, why are you playing?
Why are you lurking?
Why are you playing in life? Just fucking live, eat some food and do a shit and have a shower and make some babies, have some fun, heal some diseases, have some more food. Entertain yourself with things that aren't about like sneaking around and plotting and planning shit and stealing from people and being John Wick, which is fictional, right?
Yes.
But did that come first? Or did somebody write it down first and then people just pretended to be that because it sounded exciting? I don't know. See, it's a question for the ages.
It is. All right. Are you finished?
I'm finished.
All right. ascully.com. That's the place you can go to get this podcast. You can also get it on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, or YouTube. You can email me, ascully@ascully.com. Don't email Sid Talk. She doesn't want your email.
Wasn't.
Easy for me to say. Or hard. And also, we're on Twitter and Instagram and Blue Sky. And stay classy, Mr. John Wick and the Ballerina lady. I'm sure we'll see them again.
And I'm going to say, think for yourself, because if you're not doing it, definitely someone's doing it for you.